The mercury soared across the Midwest and the northeastern United States, but that didn't stop some in Washington, D.C. from seeking relief outdoors along the banks of the Potomac River. Even this little guy was out on the water trying to cool down.
This is great. This is adorable. Yeah, I remember this when this was a parking lot. Now it's a beautiful fountain. It's really nice.
We brought a cooler full of water and Gatorade and snacks and a couple of runs through the fountain, and I think that it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
But not everyone is coping so well. Chicago hasn't experienced a stretch this torrid since the 1940s. Roads are buckling in the heat while volunteers try to keep residents refreshed. Conditions have reached critical levels. 24 states and Washington, D.C. have been put under a heat advisory. It means people, especially the elderly and sick, are at extreme risk of suffering heat stroke. There will be no respite. Temperatures are expected to peak around 40 degrees, conditions which the National Weather Service says are the worst in 5 years. Weather scientists say it's part of a rise in temperatures across the globe.
As you increase the mean temperature, our extremes are naturally going to become more extreme. You know, these are records that have not been set or broken since the Dust Bowl era, since the 1930s. And those records are long-standing. They're kind of the highest point, in our record history. And now we're breaking these records and we're seeing it shift into this new regime.
The high temperatures also threatening the country's corn crop in the Midwest. Farmers in Illinois and Iowa say they could lose up to 9% off the yield if there is no rain by early next week.
The corn has been really severely damaged. You can see the response is very, very significant.
For the Northeast, there may be some relief next week when a cold front is expected to push through the region. But for now, people are trying to survive the sweaty conditions in whichever way they can. Anand, Naidoo, Al Jazeera, Washington.